Hi, it's Ulti Carlson here. Arnold Schwarzenegger has certainly made a career for himself, first going into the bodybuilding world, then going into entertainment, and even going into politics. Of course, when he first started acting, he was known for pretty violent action roles like Conan the Barbarian and The Terminator, but in 1990 he tried his hands at something a little more family-friendly, which opened him up to a wider audience. The movie we're looking at today, reissued on 4K courtesy of Kino Lorber, is Kindergarten Cop. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Nice cover art there of Arnold surrounded by children from the class. Here's our spine text. Back cover. We get the 4K disc featuring the film and commentary tracks, and the Blu-ray disc which has the film and commentary tracks plus a bonus trailer and some trailers for other releases from Kino Lorber. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. Screen legend Arnold Schwarzenegger teaches a lesson in hilarity in this heartwarming action comedy classic. Detective John Kimball is a veteran of the mean streets of Los Angeles, ready and able to tackle anything. But to trap an elusive criminal, he is forced to face his most challenging assignment yet, going undercover as a kindergarten teacher. Now facing 23 screaming kids, he has to keep them under control without blowing his top and his cover. Once he gains the respect of his class, as well as the affections of a beautiful teacher, Detective Kimball must prepare for a final confrontation with his prey in this gut-busting smash comedy directed by the great Ivan Reitman. Featuring Pamela Reed, Linda Hunt, Richard Tyson, Carol Baker, and Kathy Moriarty. Over the years, we've seen a lot of tough guys doing things like bodybuilding, wrestling, MMA, going from those careers into acting careers, starting out in more violent roles, but then shifting over to family-friendly comedies. I mean, in more recent years, we've seen it with people like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and John Cena. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, was one of the first people to do this, and Kindergarten Cop was one of his first major forays into slightly more comedic territory. Arnold is always a great actor to watch, whether he's in an ultra-violent action film or in this case sort of playing against type and surrounding himself with a lot of children and having to take on a more comedic persona. In this case, he's more of the straight man in a wild and zany environment, and I think that actually works to the film's strengths. Of course, Arnold plays an undercover cop, this time having to pose as a kindergarten teacher to try to find the mother and the son of a crime lord who may be coming back to town, posing a threat looking to kidnap the young man. So you do have two very different extremes clashing here, and despite this, it does sort of become a best of both worlds situation. Arnold's great in this role, and the supporting cast is equally well. Of course, a lot of the time we're able to invoke very realistic reactions from children, and their realistic reactions certainly make the film even funnier during its more comedic moments. I actually hadn't seen Kindergarten Cop in years prior to this release, and I have to say, even if it is a little uneven and imbalanced at times, I did have a lot of fun revisiting this one. Just a heads up though, this movie is rated PG-13. I would not share this with much younger children. There are some darker and quite violent moments in the film, including a subplot that hints at domestic abuse and a few violent shootouts that are certainly a little more violent than you'd expect in what's often been marketed as a family comedy. So I wouldn't show this movie to very young children, but again, use your best discretion there. That said though, I think Kindergarten Cop's a lot of fun, and over 30 years later, it certainly holds up. Kino Lorber brings Kindergarten Cop to 4K for the first time, this again being the first ultra-high-def release of the film on a physical format. There was an earlier Blu-ray release, which I actually didn't own, but it got pretty poor reviews. I'm happy to say that Kino Lorber's release certainly rectifies these problems, giving us a much more natural-looking transfer for the film with no unwanted noise reduction or digital tinkering. Kindergarten Cop is not the sort of movie that'll ever be a visual showcase. A lot of it does take place in fairly drab, grayish-looking environments. A lot of the film is set in Oregon, so it's not the most visually alluring and bright and bold places. But there are some scenes, particularly outdoor scenes in the sun in certain environments, where the colors and the ultra-high-def qualities and Dolby Vision certainly pop off the screen. It is a fantastic-looking release overall, and I think longtime fans of Kindergarten Cop will certainly be happy with what they see here. It's easily the best the movie has ever looked. Sadly, the supplement package is pretty limited. We just get a pair of commentary tracks, a trailer for the film, and trailers for some other Kino Lorber releases. That said, though, again, it's by far the best release of Kindergarten Cop we've ever had. I would have liked to have seen some more bonus features, but I don't think fans of the movie are going to complain too much. How about you? Are you a fan of Kindergarten Cop? Where would you place this one in the Arnold Schwarzenegger filmography? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I always post new videos, and make sure you listen to like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.